Hello everyone and welcome to a new character redesign. Before we start, Happy New Year. It's officially 2026. Very exciting. I'm very excited to try and just have a refresher. Personally for me, 2025 was just a lot mentally, and frankly, I'm ready to just take a deep breath and tackle everything with what I've learned through that year, so I can just be a better person all around. Now today's character redesign will be adorable and something I thoroughly enjoyed working on, but let me show you what I was working with. This character was given to me by Chaotic Kitty. The base was colored by the Gremlin Alex, and the base was made by Picklez. Everyone's information will be in the description to give proper credit if you're interested. This base pack that Picklez made is very cute, and honestly is a great way to start your own character designs, as long as you make sure you give them credit when you do it. So I think checking it out would be definitely worthwhile. Also, Alex is a friend of mine. They own and work on some great characters and do some great art. From time to time, they also have given away some free adopts, so I will link their freebies folder on Toy House in the description as well, along with their account. I'll also link their art fight. I recommend putting them on your attack list for this year if you enjoy having good friendly competition. I actually have a whole folder of characters that Alex has made, so this won't be the last time they pop up in a video. I'm particularly excited about these characters, but I do love them all. Now back to the main focus, this character that we are working on for today. This character is not a bad design at all, and really is a great concept. The character's name is Bubbles, and is pretty clearly bubble themed. So we have a pretty bread and butter basic concept to go off of. It practically hands me the design itself, honestly, like, it's pretty clear for me. All I have to do is polish it. But I will be making some changes to the body type and the build of the character. This isn't because the original is bad, it's just a personal preference, and because I want a bit of variety, and it feels like it works more with the bubble theme anyway. Now, to start out, the first change I will be making is the eyes. In the original, they are more like pointy at the end. Since this character is bubble themed, again, some big bubbly eyes will be perfect. It will also help the overall personality of the character shine through and convey a character that is sweet, cuddly, and bubbly. For the snout, I will be keeping with the original concept, but shrinking it and making it more chibi looking, also putting it much closer to the eyes. I really love a cute snout like this one in particular. It just makes little chubby characters adorable, and it gives me an opportunity to give this character, a little double chin, and that is one of my favorite features of this design. Now, when it comes to the original and species, I'm not specifically sure on what species they were going for. However, I just figured a bear would be the best and was the closest looking, so that is what I did. He just looks more like a unique bear, which is fine. He is unique and he is special, so that works. Now, I should also mention, for the fur tufts, I am throwing out any angular tufts of fur. We want this design to be completely rounded and have a circular shape theme. Oftentimes, I pair up angular and circular shape themes, so like triangles and circles, but for this one, simplicity will be best, especially since it's a bubble theme. It really speaks for itself. Sure, bubbles can be intricate, especially with like highlights or color variation in it, because oftentimes you get a really pretty picture of a bubble. It could have the whole rainbow. But for the shape, it's always going to be rounded, it's always going to be a circle, it's always going to have that circular shape, so that will be the best. Simplicity is the best. Now onto line art. I used my round pen brush for this since it's round. Duh, writes itself. I also did put more line thickness variation, which really wasn't important at all, and I didn't really need to. I just kind of wanted to. It's not something I normally do, but I don't know. It just spoke to me, so I did it. I ended up spending most of my time on line art and just dawdling about. Sometimes that's just what you want to do. I was also watching anime on Netflix, so like I was having a good time. It was fine. I also copy and pasted the hands, or the paws, since this was my first time drawing the character. I don't like to be strict and focus on getting something of substance down, rather than aiming for a standard that only experience can give you, because sometimes it takes drawing a character a few times to realize you wanted to do some small alterations or change something about them. That's not typically the case for me. I'm pretty happy the first time when I design something, but I don't want to close myself into a box and get frustrated with the key in my pocket. You know what I mean? And I think that's actually something more artists should apply to their art, is get something you're happy with down rather than trying to aim for perfection, because sometimes you're not going to know what perfection looks like the first time around. I really love this body type for this character. I think it fits the theme perfectly. I also love drawing that big puff around the neck. It just works so well, and it really makes the character comfy looking and really adds to the personality. I also did take inspiration from the original to make the thighs bigger and the calves and toes a little smaller. I did adjust the size difference, but I did make a point to keep that in mind when drawing the legs. I also did keep the big paws from the original because they give the character really good balance, and I think it just makes it complete. I think small paws would have been fine, but big paws just give it such good balance. Now, I did accidentally make the end of the tail, like the tip of it, a little more angular than I should have. I didn't notice this until editing this video. However, future me, I will make a point to make sure to not draw that too angular, because again, we want this to be round. So that was a bit of a mistake on my end, so that probably does need to be fixed. Now for coloring, I am automatically just getting rid of one of the blue colors. The blue colors come from the original's fur color, and then in the eye color. It's just so close in value, it's really not necessary, and probably would add more confusion than anything. But for the two other colors, the pink and the green, I kept them so very close to the original, but I just added a little more vibrancy, just a touch. I really wanted to make sure this character stayed more pastel than anything, mainly because I rarely design pastel characters myself. I don't know, it's kind of odd. You'd think I would have designed more, but it's just something that is lower in my numbers. It's mainly from redesigns or gifted characters that I have pastel characters, so I like to keep it that way when I can. Now, the key to coloring this design and sticking to a simple bubble theme, and now this is probably the most important part, and making sure it's easy enough for me to draw in the future when referencing back to it, is gradients. These gradients are going to be placed clearly and easy, and it's really gonna work. So I just picked a color for each section and paired it with blue. So for example, the head is going to be a blue to green gradient, the neck tuft is pink to blue, and the paws are blue to white. I didn't ever want to pick a gradient to be paired with anything else but blue, so it should read more bubble-like this way, and it will make everything easier, so you don't have to think about like, oh, I need to specifically airbrush here, airbrush here, airbrush here. It's just easy. Now, what I don't need to be specific on with this character is highlights, because bubble highlights are always shifting. For this character, I do not have to be specific with it every time, and that's great. So for this ref sheet or whatever for the highlights, if you want to draw this character, draw fan art, don't worry about the placement of the highlights. Just do what your heart tells you, because you could pretty much do literally anything. You could even add like shapes into the highlights if you wanted. Like anything goes pretty much for this character because it's bubble themed. Alright, now here's the final. I love this character. I'm not sure. The nickname for this character is definitely going to be Bubbles, but I think I'm going to call them Bubble Bear because I just think that's fun to say. Bubble Bear, Bubble Bear, Bubble Bear. And I also, that allows me to use Bubbles for another character in the future, because sometimes I like to give characters like full names and then a nickname, so if I want to use that nickname for another character, I can. It just makes everything a little more easy for me to organize in files and stuff like that. I don't like reusing the same names over and over, so I like doing first and last names and then nicknames. But this character is so stinking cute. I love it so much. I love the simple gradients. I love a good simple gradient character. Call me crazy, but I love it so much, and I think it really does a good bubble theme, and it's just really cute. Please do let me know your thoughts and opinions below in the comment section. Any feedback and criticism is great for me, regardless if it's positive or negative. Or maybe you have experience drawing a bubble themed character before, or are going to try it after watching this video. If you do, I would love to see it. And you can find my community Discord in the description if you want to share it there. But also thank you for watching this video. And remember to do justice, love kindness, and to walk humbly with God. I love you. God loves you. Stay safe.